Okay, so I've got some bolts, the right size, they're 3/8 BSF to make the handle, and a thing to mount it in a vise, a bigger vise. So I've got to make a handle. Oh, I also got perfect wing nuts. Period, you know, the right style of wing nuts, which is the swept back old fashioned wings. Just too small to fit on there, but when I drill the threads out and I can put it on there with Loctite, and that'll be perfect. So happy about that. So I've got to make a handle, and I've got, this is the end of a pickaxe handle that I make. I'll sometimes buy a pickaxe handle to make hammer handles because it's a cheap way of doing it. 10 quid for a pickaxe handle and you get a few hammer handles out of it. So I'm going to sink the nut head in there, and first of all I'm going to put a shoulder on this 3/4 of an inch to fit it in a collet so that I can drill through this. So I've got to turn this down, and on the end what I've done is do a circle, measured that head across the parallels, which was 15mm, 15.5, but I'll drill through that at 15. Then I'll put a ring of small centres around it, and I'm going to drill down just 14-15mm on all those holes. And what that'll allow me to do is that bolt head will press into there and ream out what's left, and it will be a nice fit inside there for the handle.
Return all that type back into the case. And that was tedious, slow, hard work. If you have a drawer of type and you're making a book and you run out of lowercase e, you got to make more type, or you got to break down pages you've already made. So that's what they call being out of sorts. Piece of type is called a sort. Out of sorts. So they began to look at
this can't be too different from what they did, because that ferrule is 21mm round. So I'm going to have to find something to make a ferrule out of. Bit of 21mm steel. Yeah, 19 plus 2 is 21, so yeah, to make a ferrule that matches this. So there, that I bet that's 3/4 of an inch inside that ferrule. Not, you know, 19mm plus 2. So it'll look right, and that wood will patina down to just like this, especially once it's had 6 months worth of linseed oil treatment. So I'll do that, get it drilled through, and then come back, because I'm going to turn that handle with this mounted in a collet to use it as a mandrel. So I'll be back when that's done. Right, to drill the 6 holes around that circle, I've got a Fordham drill, you know, H30 handpiece which can hold drills. And I'm using this platform, I'm using my fingers as a finger fence against the back so that I'm drilling square. So I'll drill the next hole. So I'm just centering the drill.
Like almost overnight, the cost of newspapers was driven down. It used to be $0.10 and $0.05 a piece. Pretty soon you saw the New York paper selling for $10 a piece.
You can take longer stories. You can take more stories. You can print more often. You can print faster.
They had to have content that would attract readers. Therefore, the
You know you're
stories
drilling
became
hickory, I can
salacious.
tell you.
The headlines became larger. If it involved a murder or sex or gambling, it was sure to draw readers in. Even today,
Oh, and I'd looked on here, I'm drilling down to about a quarter of an inch less than the flutes.
Have you seen it? The latest web video, viral or what
After
have
I've done
you.
that, I'll just use a
And
drill,
the instantaneousness of
a pilot drill all the way through in my Jacob's chuck, and then a 15 mil down that 15 mil deep. The pilot drill all the way through, because then I've got to go through 9.5 mil in the centre.